In this video, we're going to learn about copying and pasting layers or shapes on each layer. So to do this, it's pretty easy if you just have one element on each layer, but I'll show you more complicated versions if we have multiple things on one layer. But let's start out with just this circle. So I created this circle, and I'm going to check back to my layers menu, and I see that the circle is on layer 1. That's good. I'm going to create a new layer so that I can drop that circle onto layer 2. So all I have to do with this is I'm going to click the arrow tool, and I'm on layer 2, which is why it's not selecting anything. So I go back to layer 1, click the arrow tool, and the arrow tool will select everything on this layer. So this is what we want. We want to see the little ants marching around and the blue circles on the end and the green line and the orange line. We want to see that. So now what we're going to do is copy this shape. And to do that, you're going to take 3 fingers and you're just going to drag them down on the screen. Now this takes some practice, and you probably won't get it right the first time or the second time. Just keep doing it until this menu shows up. And make sure that your shape or whatever you have on this layer is selected that you want to copy or paste. So this is the copy and paste menu. So this gives you all of your options for copying, cutting, duplicating. You can duplicate this pretty easily. But let's say we want it, and it'll always show up when I go back to my layers tab. It's always going to create a new layer if I duplicate the image. So we don't necessarily have to copy and paste on a separate layer. We can just duplicate it. But let's say we want to copy and paste on a separate layer that we already have artwork on. So I'm going to go back to my arrow tool. I'm going to take my 3 fingers, drag them down, and I'm going to select copy. And you can see it showed up with the menu really quickly that said copy layer. I'm going to go back over to my menu tab, choose layer 2 in this case, which is at the very top, drag down with 3 fingers again, and this menu shows up. And all I have to do is go to the very far right where it says paste, and I'm going to paste it. And it's always going to paste directly on top of the image that you copied. And from here you can move it around. The easiest way to do this, though, would just be to drag 3 fingers down and click duplicate, and it'll duplicate that for you. And you can see I now have 4 layers.